All right, so we have Monday. Here, okay, here's where I'm gonna start. This is a pretty hefty Monday, if you guys remember from all the previous weeks. I took 41 turns and I did four events, and that is a very large number for Monday. But you have to also take it into consideration that the week before this, I got my cortisone on that Thursday. So I took like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like light or off essentially. So I was like refreshed. I was ready to hustle and hit this practice with a lot of intensity. So I was like, I'm recovered. Let's go hard on Monday. So that's what we ended up doing. And no regrets, that's for sure. No regrets. And so yeah, starting off on floor, and I was slaying floor last week. So I was like, I really want to just kind of start jumping into those big skills that take a little bit longer for me to get previously, but my muscle memory is pretty good. So it took me about 2.5 layouts to finally warm up and be like, yeah, I'm ready for the double front. And look at the knees close on that. And so someone actually changed the camera. But like, look at this. This was the goal. My goal was to do this without any cowboy on this double front. And so spot the ground, beautiful, get the arms up, punch up, head goes up, and then you wrap. And look at that. There is just maybe 1 to 2 inches in between my knees right there. All the way through. And that's what you like. That's no deduction double front right there. Yeah, Dylan, no regrets. No regrets, baby. And vault for sure, elbow damage on vault. That's your guess. I like that guess, Andrew, but I will say I don't think that's what it was. I'm not sure. All around total in Winter Cup and Olympics. Are you wondering what my guess will be? And yeah, 41 turns bad for the elbow already. You got it, Dylan. You got it. Not a single letter. But yeah, we're turning lemons to lemonade. You're going to understand why soon, Jordan. Appreciate you being able to catch it in. But yeah, look at these guys. I figured out a technique on my Randy that I wasn't doing before. So you see how this arm is being thrown out this way? All I'm trying to do right now is pivot this arm right here. Leave it. And then from here, pull this back shoulder and leave my head kind of hugging this shoulder. I know it's tough to see, but I'm trying to just hang so I have more time in the air. And the Randys have felt way better this week as a whole. And nonetheless, it actually translated into that double full. And then it's all right, let's get into our triple fulls on the real floor. We got that big boy stuff going. No baby in the ankles anymore, guys. No more baby in the ankles. Let's see. I went on a couple triple fulls. I was like, I'm feeling really good, coach. Let's just... legs felt good, and so yeah, I decided to cap it there, and that was a good amount that we did on floor. So decided to take it over to high bar next, and you know the goals, guys. You always know the goals. We're trying to keep our knees straight on the taps. So slight bend, I'm fine, but we're trying to also keep our chest low. We're trying to keep our head out, and we're going to keep our momentum leading with our feet. And so this, the Colemans are always, the same, but I really like that one. I really like one. A lot of pulling in the shoulders. That's the goal. So now we're trying to do a little casino action, and we start getting some goods here. We're starting to get some goods here. And is that helping you not pike for the casino? Yeah, by throwing the head out. That's the big goal. So better form on this kick, and then... oh, yeah. I still got a little pike action in there, but I'm throwing my arms all the way through, and look how clean I am through the air right now. This was the big goal that I was trying to accomplish for this week. And yeah, no, Jordan, you will never see a back handspring from me again. And dang, you guys. All right, let me just replay that last one, because this was some crispy form right here. Let me see. Let's see if I kept them straight right here. Still just the slightest little knee bend. But look how tight I am all through this. Toes leading. That is Kohei-esque right there, alright? That is some gorgeous looking stuff. So big improvements that we've made, through these 9 weeks on all these casinas. And of course, I started working on the layout straddle halves again. So we got some improvements. So the big thing I was trying to change, which I didn't actually do on that last one, is I'm trying to watch the bar. Okay, right now it's not so much watching, but right now my eyes are actually looking through the bar to like, there's like this little bench that we have over here. And so then I'm continually watching, still watching, my head, boom, still watching. Good, good, good. And then all of a sudden it's going to help my toes come into view. And now it's like my goal is to get my chest to throw a lot earlier. I still kind of miss that one as you might be able to see. But you'll see in the later ones, I'm able to get my chest a lot more forward and let go a lot earlier, actually. So I think maybe it's going to be on this guy. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Trying to duck the head. There we go. Okay, that was a much better one, actually. Good push away. Good push away. I like that. And let me see. What are the goals for Winter Cup? Goals are just to get all my routines that I was doing before, like pretty much be where I was at last year for Winter Cup. That's the big goal. And Judah, all the boys at tea time. Oh, dude, I'd love to hit some tea time. Glad to see you in here, though, Paul. And Tegan, what's the mask situation for you? So for our little group, we're good on masks when, like, we have to wear masks as we stretch and go to the bathroom and leave. But when we're on the actual event, you don't have to be wearing a mask. But we also have our little quarantine group of, there's 8 of us. So it's a small home family is the stance that we get to take here. And so, pretty decent high bar sesh right there, guys. Pretty decent. And then, I decided, I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling recovered. Let's try the 7-part sequence on rings. So, back to the elbow stuff. Do you think me doing all this stuff is what I was needing? You know what? Yes. As of right now, this actually did not hurt my elbow. But we will get there. We will get there. And no more helicopter on the talk full. Well, yeah, no more helicopter, dude. I'm trying to keep my hands real close. That's for sure. But, so yeah, we're here with the double-double. Like, over rotation, that's fine. But, alright, guys, this is where things start going downhill. I'm just going to spoil it for you guys. Nah, not really. This is where I was like, I'm feeling so good. Let me just test where I'm at in terms of my strength. So, I've been doing my strength in the belt with like 30 pounds taken off so I can hold my elements. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just see how things go on the real rings. And hey, not too shabby. I was a little surprised myself right there. And so, yeah, that one, not as good, but I was like, all right, no. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not ready. I'm not strong enough for this yet. But I didn't feel anything in my elbow at this point in time. I will say, I think those turns did have a lot to do with what's about to come. And it's not detrimental, guys. It's not. It's just a nagging pain. And so, decided to take that end on floor, and let's go into vault. And so so I'll tell you where the lemonade comes. Lemonade comes on vault this week, and the elbow is the lemons, all right? But I will say I really like the way I came on and came off on this vault. Like, look at the way, like, good board position, punch, form's pretty good, like 1/10. But then watches, like, I throw that arm, my chest is open, like that. That is good, and I'm able to sit up, and I could just wrap right in there. So, doing these drills, great. Unfortunately, I did at some point feel like it was all for nothing. This one was actually much better. But we'll get into that soon, because that was actually really good. Never mind, that was phenomenal. But then I finally got the camera space. Everyone else was using it. And I'm like, all right, let's keep doing this. Felt really good. So I was like, let's take it over to the big boy vault. And is that a good decision, guys? How many times have I been doing this stream and been like, yeah, I really shouldn't have gone over to the big boy vault? Well, I did it anyways. I punched super low on the board. I'm like splitting more than I do on my drills. My head is not in the position it's supposed to be. My arms are coming the wrong way. They're coming down rather than going out and staying below the table. So I was like, these really are just like flying. Like, look how far I'm traveling to. Like, that's way too far. And that's the stuff that I'm just like, I hit this point where I'm like, I'm so frustrated. Like, none of these are good. Like, they're not translating the way I want. But I think I decided just to cap it on this day. And I'm like, all right, we're just going to go back to drills later. So I'll take this moment because we're going to get into Tuesday now. And elbow's still feeling good right now. I'm just going to tip you off on that. And Dylan, it's a good guess that the elbow gets hurt on P-bars. Good guess. We are going to start on P-bars on this Tuesday. As you can see, I got 7 turns. So that could be a little bit of a giveaway. But, there's this kind of a surprise in there as well. And John, yeah, the cross definitely never helps. Cross is always bad for your elbows. But I thought at this point that I had been like slowly progressing and getting into like the elbow strength for all my rings elements. So I was like, I think I should be able to get it going. And did you get the butterflies this week? I did not get the butterflies this week. I'm not sure what you were referring. Oh, on certain skills? Yes, on vault. I remember what you were saying last week. Yeah. No, I did get the butterflies. I promise you, they're coming. And what are the 2 pieces of technical advice you received from Yuan Shao? Oh my gosh, Canales, good to see you, man. Hope things are going well over at Ohio. Hope your practice is still going well. I know I think surgeons are all doing pretty well still. But and Ella, my back is feeling great. And Tegan, working on Yamawakis like you suggested last week. That's what I like to hear. And who's your stunt double for the cross? I don't know. You used to be my stunt double, Jordan. Back in the day, that was the way. But no, I'm just getting stronger now. I'm getting stronger. And so we're going to dive into this P-bars now. And, I definitely just the casual warm-up. I always do the to pelt, to peach. It's not perfect, but I'm like, we'll build off that. But I was trying to get the lean, keep the head up. Push back. Honestly, my fingers just need to warm up sometimes. And it's not until you do that first peach that you're like, okay, now all my joints are firing and moving. And guys, I'm just sitting down all my double fronts on these first turns. So I promise in the coming weeks, I will get better at it. But here's a little more peach practice. And look at that one. That was significantly better, guys. Here, let me take that back just a little bit more. A little bit more than that. Oh, I went way too far. Now you guys get to watch me fall on my double front again. But you know what? Let's find out, why did I fall on my double front? Where do my shoulders go as I'm getting pressure? Backwards. That's not good, guys. You don't like seeing this angle. Like, it's good to have some, but I'm leading with my hips here, like in a piked position rather than a tight hollow. And that's also a big issue. And then it makes me dump super far forward. And by the time I've let go, I was not able to push back in time. So, it gets you like that sometimes. But guys, look at this peach. Just the slightest amount. Oh, wait, it was the next one, wasn't it? This one. Look at that drop, staring at the rails. It's beautiful. Push. And so close to locking out. Like, so close. Like, one of these days, I promise, it's going to be completely locked. But I am keeping my head in a little bit longer. I used to try riding all the way through with the head. Now I ride until I hit bottom, and then I'll tuck my chin in. Right here. It'll start coming in a little bit more. Oh, shoot, but I'm spoiling the surprise. That was a peach half. So I decide, obviously that I need to get my peach half in. And I was like, all right, let's get ready for that front 1.25 I wanted to do. First, let's do a bobsar. But... that was... Okay, hold on. I just like how embarrassing this is sometimes. Like, I'm all jazzed for a bobsar, but I hit the mat so freaking hard that all I could do was a Muay Thai upper arm. So I was like, obviously, let's repeat this. And I'm like, oh, hello. And I didn't hurt my elbow, guys. I ended up getting the first rip. It took me 9 weeks to get a rip. And unfortunately... that really ended my P-bar sesh right there. And I was like, you know what? Let's like move on, and maybe later we'll come back to P-bars. I was like, all right, that's fine. We can try figuring that out later. But, so yeah, I'm like, all right, let's go to floor. Let's do the run through our 2.5 stuff. And I'm like, wait. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, I did floor a lot of it yesterday, so I wasn't gonna do it today. I lifted a lot yesterday, so my legs are sore. But then I ripped, and I was like, well, I was only supposed to do P bars and high bar or P bars and horse today. Like I have this rip on my hand. Like I don't want to make it worse. Maybe I could let the cortisone settle in a couple more days. So I'm gonna take off the P bars and horse with my wrist, and let's do a little bit of floor, and let's have fun on floor rather than just like trying to mess around with the same old stuff. So I'm like, all right, let's see what a 2.5 double full's like. I was like, oh, that was pretty easy. That actually felt like I probably could have done a Randy. And so I was like, wait, that one also felt like I could have done a Randy. So let's see. That one didn't. I was going for it on that one. I was like, no, that wasn't the right one. So then I do another, and I kind of like, I land awkward, guys. Like, let's be honest. That was kind of a dangerous landing. And yeah, let's just see how dangerous this is. And this is when having fun goes the wrong way. And Dylan, get a rip. No more Olympics for you. Tragic. Nah, dude. I mean, like, it kind of in a way is, but like, hold on. First, let's see how sketchy. Like, that is not good for anyone's knees. Not good for anyone's knees. But I say, hey, let's try it again, and let's do it perfectly. Like, that was, like, phenomenal. And here, let's just run through why that one was so much better. And this is straight out of Kazuki's playbook. I don't know if you guys know who Jim Kazuki is on Instagram. If you don't follow him and you love gymnastics, go follow him now. It's going to be the greatest thing you ever do. He is a master. Master of twisting, master of flipping even. But I'm really studying a lot of his twisting. But look at this. I'm staring at the floor, and I'm about to leave this hand down look at that. I'm just like dropping it to the ground. And meanwhile, that back shoulder, my left shoulder, is currently pulling me to the point where my like hips are squaring up. And so then I leave my head up and out to the right. I throw my arm, but now it's time to just pull back that left arm. And that is Kazuki technique right there. And that's why I was actually able to make that one. However, I will not do this pass because of how dangerous it is when I do it poorly. Oh, wait, that's the good... Wait, no. Sorry, let me go back to because I won't ever compete a skill where if I don't quite do it right, I have a chance of tearing my ACLs like that. Like, I kind of got lucky on that landing, to be honest. And, no, he's got some real good content, Dylan. Real good. And how do I treat a rip? I throw zinc oxide on that. And so, what I was thinking at the time after I did the 2.5 Randy, I was all excited. I was like, maybe I'm going to change my whole floor set. I'm going to do 2.5 Randy, and then double full, double front, and then a double front half. So I was like, all right, let's see how the double full, double front goes. And so I think this is the first one. Nope, one more. I was like, that's the feeling I want when I go for it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that was super easy. Super easy. However, the construction of everything really would not pan out well. So I was like, let's just not go with that. And that was supposed to be my 2.5 Randy timer because now I'm into the routine action. But that's where we go. And so yeah, hold on, let me check. Woo, I think you like to drop a little, sorry, I totally missed that. Jordan, maybe a little earlier into the snap hollow. Yeah, I definitely agree. Like bringing my butt back a little bit more would help. Amit, King Kohei will only be playing high bar. Are you happy with it? Yeah, he's actually committed to only being a high bar specialist he was planning on doing that for this year. So I could kind of see that being the case for just him doing it once again. And do you have any comments on the 2020 Chinese Nationals? Yeah, dude, they are insane. I was watching Ru-Tang's vault, and that's actually what gave me inspiration this week to make that lemonade. So we'll get into that in a little bit, but also that rings guy they got, absolutely insane. And so that was my first endurance week for the week. Like I did one floor routine, and that's really all I kind of get into. But I was like, all right, I've got this rip, but it's lower on my hand. So I was like, I think if I do high bar, I'm gonna be fine. And I actually was. I took so many freaking turns on high bar. But I did my first 3 Colemans, totally forgot to start the recording. So I decided let's just start on our casino work. And it's beautiful, guys. Like I felt like I had some great breakthrough. Like on the form and the release points, my head position, my chest position. coming up with such better form, throwing, got plenty of height. And I was like, yeah, things are going pretty good. Things are going good. So I'm just going to let these kind of run through. Like, you can see where my acceleration is actually. Like, as of right here, all the way through the point that I let go, watch how fast I'm, like, accelerating through this kick. Like, it happens so fast. And that's where I think I was missing in all my weeks previously. But Finn, wait, did I answer this? How do I treat a rip? I throw zinc oxide and I trim the edges. Maybe I did. And am I going to upgrade the floor dismount from a triple to a quad? No. I don't have enough time for that. Oh, my ankles can't dig enough for a quad. But again, Liu Yang. Yeah, that guy is insane on freaking rings. And yeah, Kohei won 2 Olympic all-arounds. Yes, he did. And he's won, he's won too many world championships. And I'd say, Kohei right now, a lot of people are my inspiration, that's for sure. But I want to break down, where's my head? Boom. What am I looking at? I'm looking down at that bench over there, guys. I am looking hard. And I'm actually, this is the week I actually started looking at it a lot sooner. My heels are coming in. But I'm translating it into the Liukin finally. I was like, all right, someone was saying last week that I wasn't doing the Liukin with that new tap. It was because I needed to get that layout a little bit better. And like, if I'm being honest though, guys, like I still, like right here, I could be more hollow so that when I sit up, I don't pike this early. I want to do this like a couple frames later that sit up into the turn. But it's good for now. It's better than it was, but we're still not 100% of the way there. So then I decided to floss out like a nice little second half, get some endurance work going. And what advice do you have to straighten your legs on the tapelts? I would have to say the best thing to do is you really want to lean and get your furthest extension. The best way to do it is it's a lot of your head. I duck my chin to my chest as I drop, and then from there, it's picking up. And when you pick up your head to like snap through, try piking in your hips with your head. Like, have your head lead your toes into that pike. And that's the best way to make everything happen in your chest and your hips rather than in your knees. And so we're going to continue. I decide, hey guys, we're having a fun day because I can't do horse or P-bars. So I'm like, let's do some talk fulls. Let's see how this goes. And so, the camera timed out after 15 minutes. I missed a bunch of full talks. None of them were perfect, but I started figuring it out a lot more, which if I did the full talk, that would be a 6-8 high bar set if I replaced my... I did a double undergrip talk full with my Stalder. That's a 3/10 upgrade from my 6.5. So I was like, it's pretty cool to see that, maybe I should start working on that. And, appreciate it, Charles. The Liukin definitely feeling good. And, I would actually, there's a time I'm going to be trying a Miyachi and a Brett Schneider. I think, whenever I get all my skills in a comfortable way and I've got this new tap really solidified, there's going to be some days where I just have days like this where I have skill inspiration, and I'm just going to chuck it because I have enough confidence in this new tap that I've been working. And so, which 3 gymnasts will be the biggest competition? Rutang, Vernayev, which 3? Like, Arthur, Sun Wei, there's so many. There's a lot up there, guys. What's his name? Kazuya Kayama. Yeah, that was wait, hold on. What happened? Oh shoot! Yeah. Oh my God, we jumped into Friday. I was like, wait, how did we get to floor again? All right, so I didn't get the footage of my elbow tweaking. It was on high bar, surprisingly enough, and it was, so as you could tell, I was doing a lot of work on my dismounts. I totally got sidetracked. I'm trying to bring my toes down a little bit more, and I'm trying not to, here, you'll see it, I'm sure. That's way too early. I want this to happen later. And as you can see, I kick, right? But you see how I hit that arch? I don't want to arch. I want all the arch to be done because when you arch through your flip, it sends you out. So that's not what I want. And that's what I was working on for so long. And if you can, let me go back to how many turns did I end up taking on high bar today? I took 23 turns on high bar, all right? And that was way more than I ever should have done. Way more than I ever should have done. So, I'm going to pretend like this was my last turn on high bar. Okay, wait, never mind, I won't. So what happened was I casted off of high bar, and when I casted, my arm, like, locked out. And so I, like, casted, and, like, I couldn't straighten it past, like, this much. So then, like, I jumped down and, like, did a couple of these guys, and I was like, like, that was weird. Like, all right, Andre, like, we've already been on high bar for about, like, 2 hours. How about, maybe that's a sign that we stop and we call it a day. So, come into practice the next day, and, like, my elbow is just, like, swollen, and, like, I don't know if you guys can actually see it, but, like, I've just got, like, this, hey, let me see. I've got, like, this big old bump going on right here, and it's just a lot of inflammation, and so, super bummed about that, because it was like, oh, like, my wrist is finally feeling good, this is awesome, and then all of a sudden, now it's like, crap, like my elbow is just all inflamed now. And so a big question was like, maybe the inflammation is moving from my wrist up to my elbow, and that's why it kind of locked out. Maybe it's because I did Maltese and cross on Monday when I hadn't done as much strength that week before, and now my joints weren't ready, so now I've pissed them off by taking those like full body weight turns on rings. Maybe it's because, I just took way more turns on Monday and Tuesday. I don't know, but let me just say it had not been feeling good, and I couldn't, like, lock my arm out. That's what it feels like, and that's kind of the unfortunate part. Did I say Nikita already? I thought I did, but yeah, Nikita Nagorny is by far number one, and I'm not sure if Ebke retired, actually. And no, West Virginia gymnast. I have not tried the Liukin with the extra half. I'm kind of like hesitant to do it because like there's no way anyone's gonna get credit for that last half. And like honestly, because you're gonna catch like this, and if you catch like this, they give you a Liukin, and that's it because your body didn't actually get the quarter turn done. But I mean, maybe one day I'll try it. It's just a lot of impact on your shoulder if you catch like this. Because then as you get pressure, you're turning rather than having turned and getting pressure and pushing away. So I don't know if I'll give that one a go. I'd be more likely to go with Dylan's idea of Miyachi or Brett Schneider. Not in connection, though. Not in connection. I promise you that. And at your first Olympic Games, what was something you believed would be a major factor in your performance that ended up being a minor factor? Honestly, I thought I would be a lot more nervous in my first games, like with the crowd and the cheering and, just the excitement. But once I actually got up there and I realized, like, this is, like, just another competition. And once I got on the event, I was like, oh, like, I kind of found my competitive rhythm, essentially. And I thought that for some reason, like, while I'm doing the, like, gymnastics on the event, somehow my mind would be in a different place. But it wasn't. And I think that was the big factor that you might be looking for. And what do you do to treat inflammation and general joint pain? I do a lot of Graston, flushing. My forearms were pretty tight, so I got a lot of needling done. I've got a Normatec, which is helping flush the inflammation out. But yeah, a lot of icing. And FK is qualified for the Olympics via World Cup. Yeah, I don't think he's retiring. He should be good to go. And why are you quitting after this year? You never heard why? Because my body is breaking down. Like, I just got, like, my third cortisone injection in my wrist. My elbow's tweaked out. Like, my body just keeps on failing me. And so I don't know how much longer I can use science and medicine to keep me going. And that's why I'm deciding to retire. Just because it's hurting me way too much, and I am going to be very broken if I go past this year. And when you feel bad in the gym, how do you motivate yourself to keep going? Well, in this video, what you might see is I end up just doing other things that I think would be more fun and really get me moving in a certain direction that is going to benefit me in another way. Or I can just go back and do the basics and build a foundation that I think will help me in the coming days. So that's where I find my motivation on the rough days. Sometimes it's good just to nix it though. That can definitely be a big win. But so I skipped pretty much Wednesday and Thursday. I just took as recovery days because I took so many turns on Monday and Tuesday, and then I jacked my elbow that last turn on Tuesday. It's like, all right, let's just recover for a couple days and let's see what we can get through on Friday. And as you can see, all I got to were floor and vault. But this is where the lemonade comes in, guys. So it's been a bit of a downer for the past couple minutes, but it's time to pick things up because I still felt good. And, you know, like in terms of like my physical fitness, like my lungs, my lower legs were feeling very recovered. I was like, dude, I could have done a double layout out of that last one. Like, I'm ready for this double front. We got no mats in here. I didn't like that one though because I had way too much cowboy. So I did it again without the cowboy. I was like, yes, I am in today, guys. Like, finally feeling recovered. Huge win. There's a solid double full, double front. Like, no worries. We're just cruising through everything right now. I was like, dang, we got a huge double front. Do I do the double front half right here? Oh, I do the Randy. I was like, all right, Randy, not too shabby. Ankle's feeling good. Let's do the triple full test. Okay, that was a good test. Now let's actually do it. And then I think right after that, I was like, all right, we've done everything. Let's just go into the routine. But real quick, let me... Actually, no, I was like, you know what? We're going to do everything on the floor because I need to make the most out of this week. So let's try to make as big of gains on floor and vault as I possibly can. So I was like, all right, we're just going to do our full floor routine today. And this is the first time I'm doing everything. So I did the double full or double front half. I did the 2.5 double front. And now I'm about to do the Randy. And I'm going to tell you right now, it does not go well. But there was a little cowboy on that one. But I'll be honest, guys, I'm a little... When you're tired, like, I know I only did 2 passes, but even if you have, like, a little more breath in, like, you're a little short of breath before your third pass, it's going to change how much you can think while you're going. And that's the big issue, is I hurdled way too high on this, like, super high. And that was because I wasn't thinking the right things, because all I could think about was, damn, I'm tired. And then I did, like, decent with my head position, but I did not do well with my arms. And so that's why I went super crooked and did that whole freak out thing right there. And how should you start taking your turns? Oh, hold on. Maybe there's some things I need to catch up on. But I will just kind of let the rest of this play out because it went pretty well. It went pretty well. Like, this next pass didn't, but I was like, it's all right. It's a repeat of the third pass. Endo, which individual apparatus do you think is your best chance for an individual event medal in Tokyo? I would have to go with high bar right now. Seems to be my best way to go. And what's the highest start value you can get? Technically, I don't know. It would be some ridiculous number, but there's no way anyone would ever be able to actually do the highest start. And Cal Tkachev advice: keep that chin to chest when you release. When you release in the front, that's going to be the most important part, as long as squeezing your butt. And the triple full went real well. Like, you know, guys, I was telling you how I was, like, tired after the third pass. Think of how tired I am after the 6th pass. And to be able to think and do the right things is very challenging. Luckily, I get this this long breath right here to, like, all right, think. What do you do? What do you do? All right, leave your hands down on the floor. Watch them on the floor. Bring one hand up and then throw into that twist. And so that's, yeah, I was able to actually get that one going. So this is where things start getting good. Even, I hate these. These are the worst turns ever. I'm pissed. I'm like, those don't make sense. I'm like, well, what do you do, Sam? You're just sitting here. You're laying down. You're taking a cat nap. You're thinking, you're contemplating life. Like, what is the point of vault? If I've been trying so hard all these weeks and it never goes the way you want it to go. What do? You go to the big boy vault. Mistake. But was it actually a mistake today? We're going to find out. And I will say, the very first couple of these turns, horrible. Horrible. Form not too shabby. You know, I did actually like this one, like, decently. Like, I sat up a lot better on this one. So, you know, I'm like, maybe there's something horrible right there. That was garbage. I did not like that. And then I'm like, all right, let's try a 2.5. Nope, no go. All right, I think this is where we start figuring some weird things out, though, guys. All right. No, it wasn't this one. It wasn't this one. I'm just going to play that one out. So that one did feel better, all right? And so did that one. And I was like, wait, why did these feel better? Where's this little clip that's about to happen? Hold on, it's going to happen in just a sec. Where is it? Okay. So here it is. All right, here's where my revelation started coming. And before I get into the revelation, let me see what these... oh, shoot. Wow, I haven't read the chat in a little bit, guys. Or maybe I did. I just didn't read all of them. But who are your pick for the U.S. team? Dude, I couldn't even tell you right now. I don't know where anyone else in the U.S. is right now in terms of where they're at, where I'm at comparatively. Like, it's a crapshoot right now. It could be anyone. And, let's see. Oh, I got a couple more things in here. Bryce, I'm not sure what you mean by how you should be taking your turns, but explain a little more and then I'll be able to dive into that. Tegan, who do you think will win the high bar final, Epke or Kohei? Well, hopefully it's me. That's my goal. But honestly, I would probably give it to Kohei right now with his increased start value. Let me see. Randy, that Randy, that didn't go so well. No, it did not. Yeah, I didn't do some right. I missed a lot of my cues. Appreciate it, Karen. Thank you. It's definitely a journey, but it's always progressive. I think that's the one thing to remember. And the higher start value was a 17. Yeah, back in the old code. And do you recommend tracking turns? Dude, I do. 100%. It keeps you accountable. I did a horrible job of that this week, though. I kind of just started getting on rants because parts of my body were hurting, and I wanted to be better in certain places, but I still should have been. I should have been more chill. Yeah, tracking your turns, dude. Definitely be. How should you? I mean, you just do it. If you want to, you just count them and say, well, how many times did you do it, and then stack. Like, be like, I'm not going to do more than 6 or 10 of these. That's the best way to go. And after sticking a Roshan 2012 Olympic vault final, what were your considerations on not pursuing a Dragolescu? Mainly because I just got super lucky on that vault. And doing the Dragolescu, there's so much cowboy. You get 3/10, and you usually get a pre-flight deduction. And so I was like, I really don't see myself being a vault specialist as soon as everyone started doing even crazier vaults. And then I stopped really doing my cause double for a while. So it really didn't pan out for me to continue trying to be a vaults specialist or medalist type of thing. And really just try focusing on one vault that can get me a good all-around score rather than trying to work on 2 like bad pre-flight scoring vaults was essentially why I didn't go that route. And Donnell does a Dragolescu. Yeah, he's pretty big on that. Do you think it's better to do a 5-2 vault or an amazing 5-2? I'd say an amazing 5-2 rather than a decent 5-6. 100%. That's what I've been doing for the past couple years. And so that's why I started doing this whole new resurgence on vault, so I could make it an amazing 5-6 rather than me just having to do an amazing 5-2. And Joe has a 7-0 at the moment on Parallel. I thought it was higher. I thought he was at 7-2 with his front uprise Makuts and front uprise Diom. And do you think Radovilov's triple front vault will ever be attempted again? I think... Oh, no, it won't. It's banned. It is a banned thing in the Code of Points. No one can ever go for that again. All right, but back onto my vault revelation where the lemonade starts happening, guys. All right, so I'm going to slow this down. Do you guys... Think of how Kenzo does his front full. That is what my goal is on vault as of this moment in time that you're watching. And so this is me prepping. I'm like, all right, what does Kenzo do? He drops that arm. And then, all right, here's the important part. He accelerates his backside and leaves his shoulders down, right? Boom. Hips are facing the wall, and I've got a quarter turn in my shoulder. And so that is the position that I was starting to realize is like what I really, really need. I need to be able to get my back to the wall in front of me and leave my shoulders in a quarter position coming off the table. And so I don't know how I decided that this was what I was going to start doing. It's mainly because as you start doing gymnastics and you're tweaking theories, sometimes you decide just to throw a curveball and see where it goes. And I ended up hitting a freaking home run with this one, guys. Because I was like, whoa, that felt good. Like, I've got all this sit-up that I haven't had. That was a cause double. Here's another cause double. What is happening? Look at Andre, guys. Look at Andre. He's like, what the hell? What the hell? How did this happen? How did you just all of a sudden go from falling on cause fulls to being able to do a cause double? And it was all because I did a Kenzo front full from the board onto the table. So what the concept is, guys, and this is why I was able to make it. I punch on the board and I start turning my shoulders. I lean with my shoulders. My hands are going from up to the bottom left corner of the vault to block. And so then my shoulders lead and then they stop. So I'm in that quarter position. And then my backside is now going to accelerate and I'm going to leave my shoulders behind me. So I hit that quarter position and then my heels and my butt are facing the back wall while my right shoulder is stuck behind me. And then now that my heels are already in that great spot, that's when I can get my sit up. And it's because I'm like just trying to do a front full onto the table. There's so many things that I'm probably missing in this explanation, but on a very basic level, it felt like I was doing a front full, a Kenzo style front full onto the vaulting table. And then somehow, because I did that, I was able to do a cause double after it. That's as plainly and shortly as I can put it. And so let's just break that down real quick, because this was the breakthrough that I've been needing. Like, I've had breakthroughs on vault drills. I've never had breakthroughs on the actual big boy vault. And that's what made this so special. So here we go. Turning super early. Like, I'm trying to duck, but now my shoulders have maxed out on that quarter position. Now my heels, look at that. My heels are now facing the wall. My shoulders are still turned. Still in that quarter position. And from there, I'm able to sit up into this spot. This is the dream spot for a cause double. If you ever have hopes of doing a cause double, you are in a perfectly straight line at your vertical point. And then I just cruise through, guys. I cruise through. And Andre's stoked. And so that was what made this week so helpful in terms of my mental health. So I mean, it was insane. It was down. My elbow, honestly, guys, it's still kind of jacked up. I don't know what we're gonna see the doc on tomorrow morning, and we're gonna get an update and see if it's because my wrist is now like free of inflammation. Guys, my wrist is 100%. Like, I could go do pommel horse for hours right now. Like, that's how good it feels. And so it's kind of a bummer that as soon as that happened, my elbow started hurting. So we're wondering, doc, let me know tomorrow. Is the inflammation just like passing through my elbow? But like, also check me out. Make sure there's no structural damage. Maybe I need another cortisone in my elbow. Who knows? We're going to find out tomorrow. But I am icing a lot. I need to go Normatec. That's actually what I'm going to do right after this. But yeah, so here's the conclusion from week 9. So I took more turns in week 9 than I did in week 8. And honestly, week 8, I took like Friday off because I got the cortisone. But like, I still, within 2 days, or I really only trained for like 3 real days this week. And I took more turns than I did last week with an elbow like problem. Like, that's kind of crazy. That just means I did a lot more floor and vault, which is compensation for me feeling way better. Like, you know, something hurts. What do? You don't give up. No, you go and you do something else that can be productive in a certain way. And this is really what this is showing me. Like, I took more turns while I was hurt throughout the week. And that's how you stay productive throughout your injuries, because you can always do something to be better. Until I hurt my ankle and my elbow. Then you're screwed. But yeah, this is the big thing to remember is I only did 2 routines. So my endurance going into these next coming weeks is going to be a little bit lower. So my expectations for what my routine should be significantly less difficult because they're going to be a challenge. And then with that, we're going to set our goals for next week. Don't overdo the endurance for next week. Heal up the elbow, clean up the vault pre-flight. I'm going to do this new Kenzo technique with on the vault drills so I can try cleaning it up and then go translate it to the big boy vaults. Continue to do the full set on floor, no mats. Hopefully on the triple full either. And then once the elbow feels better, spend less time on the floor and vault and catch up on horse and P-bars because those are the 2 I'm behind because of the elbow and the wrist and everything that's been going on. But honestly, rings and high bar, I could keep doing them as much as I've been doing them. We've been on a good trajectory there. So that's going to conclude that episode. I'm going to go through this chat once again and take as many questions as you guys got, and then we're going to go from there. So thank you all for tuning in, and appreciate you guys, and all your support. So let me